استراحة الآن. طرقي 11 ساعة. الطالب اثنين. سبيشل.
Oh, I cut it off a little bit short, sorry. Of course, the SATAC logo shows up with all of the logos of our delightful sponsors, also visible at the bottom of the screen, so don't worry. Our sponsors such as Orbix will be gracing your eyes with their presence down at the bottom, and Urges too, developers of the fantastic Mirage F1. Now let's have a look at the dice. Make sure everyone can see everything. We have access to all maps today, so let's pray that this is above the number 8 and we get one of the cool maps. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, that's really map 1. Okay, and the Persian Air Force picked head, which of course is number 1. 3, 2, 1, go. And that means that the DAWGS are going to pick starting side. Hey there, Ace, how you going? I am going to change the map now, and we are going to dive right into it. We may need to wait just a minute or two because Luigi from the DAWGS just needs to get his headset running. Hello and welcome in, everyone. I just will load the map and I'll take time to say hi to everyone as we change to Sochi versus Modstock, late afternoon, light cloud. Looking good, feeling good. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Hello, SATAC, Shast Flame, Boris, good to see you. Mika, my beloved, how are you? Mad Gator, good to see you. Tech, welcome in, without whom none of this would be possible. Night Assassin, Hex, good to see you. Retro, Banana, Ace, welcome in, Ace. Let's get a shout out for Ace once the shout outs cool down. Diesel Husky, good to see you. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're excited for today's match. And I will just say that DAWGS picks starting side. Awesome. We will have something to look at shortly. How are you guys all feeling? How is your weekend going? Have you been doing anything exciting? Have you been up to anything interesting? Have you eaten anything good? How are you, Shast Flame? It's good to see you. Looks like Luigi is making it back in time as well, which is even better. Means that we get a good look at everyone. Night Assassin, I saw that you were here just a little bit earlier. Would you be able to put a backup plane in the nuts op just in case, depending on how long it goes? How you going, Hello Lop? I hope you're having a good day. How are you, Ace? A run of bad luck, to be sure. We'll keep the reasons between ourselves, but let's be honest, sometimes life does throw you a couple of curveballs. Checking stuff for your next test. What are you studying for in your next test, SATAC? Tests. I was never good at tests. I didn't like the stress. And it looks like the DAWGS are going to pick blue. It's been a nice week, chill for the most part. Oops, my playlist fell apart. Let's try that again. This will do. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll see where this takes us. All right. Not tomorrow, Wednesday. Ah, I see. IRL flight lesson. Oh, my goodness, you're so lucky. That's going to be so much fun. Hey, Hex, how you going? Good to see Whiskey emotes as well. I hope Whiskey's been having a very good birthday. One of our mutual friends is celebrating a little bit of a birthday party a couple of days after the fact. Alrighty, I think we're just about ready to start showing you guys things. Don't have to look at me for too long. Let's look at something more interesting. You may cook in an airborne coffin. Well, that does not make it sound appealing. As we have a look down the runway, you know what? I think my graphics settings are wrong, so I'm actually not... I'm just going to adjust my graphics settings because I feel like they've slipped somewhere and I need to make them better. So just let me adjust my graphics settings. AI models make matrices with odd functions. That does sound cool. Okay, so we'll save this one, and then we'll load this one. I think this is the filming one. We'll restart that game. Cool. Spending luck on having the nicest weather of the week. Fingers crossed, hey? You're smashing your head off the wall, trying to learn how to do crochet. Crochet, is that the one where you can make scarves and like tubes and stuff? But crocheting doesn't always have to be a tube. I learned that just the other day. The weather over here has actually been quite nice. It's been sunny, a little bit of cloud cover, but not too much. A little bit of wind, but not too much. I live not necessarily too far away from a little training airfield. Frequently has all kinds of random things come in and out of it, like twin-engine Beechcraft, Cessna 152s, plus a couple of really interesting helicopters as well. Either way, I always take the time to take a quick look out of my window when I hear an engine I don't recognize. Just the other week I had a Chinook, and I think a little bit before that I had a TA6 Texan, I think. I think it was a Texan, but I don't know. You're trying to make a Panda, but you can't even get started. You know, that's actually a problem that pandas have in real life. They struggle to get started making a Panda as well. Okie dokie, now the game looks good. Let's have a look at who's looking good in the game. For the PAF, we have Azrael, Ghost Dagger, Aramere, Magic, Eric, WPU, Aorus, and I think my street was my D. Oh, there we go, cool. Azrael, Ghost Dagger, Aramere, Magic, Eric, WPU, and Aorus. Looking gorgeous in their IIAF liveries, of course. The Persian Air Force, as the name may suggest, coming from Iran. So 2 matches in 2 days and 2 Iranian teams. Both teams have agreed to no ECN for this fight. Uh-oh, is my stream not picking anything up? There we go. Perfect. So the F-16 start taxing for the PAF. On the other side of the map, we have Razzle, Luigi, Teabag, Razor, Bad Karma, and Hate to Lose. Razzle's in a J11. Luigi is in an F-18. Teabag in an F-18 as well, with Razor, Bad Karma, and Hate to Lose in F-16s. The weather could not be better for flying. This is what you could call the classic SATAC map. So make sure you bring all your friends in. If you want to help get a little bit of free promotion for the stream and get a few people in here. One way you could help me and SATAC is by engaging with my going live tweet if you have one of those terrible X accounts. So this is Razor here, the DAWGS hailing from America. PAF has fought 1 match so far and has won it. The DAWGS have fought 3, and they've won 1 and lost 2. However, the matches that they lost against teams with an enormous wealth of experience that far exceeded their own, and yet still managed to hold their own and prove themselves quite worthy of being on the battlefield with some of the most experienced pilots within DCS. So I have high expectations of the DAWGS, who have shown an excellent ability to adapt mid-match. Meanwhile, the PAF, in the matches that I've seen them, have been consummate and well-disciplined professionals. Their strategy will be well thought out and expertly planned. Their training will have been intensive and enthusiastic. As a result, we can expect them to come onto the playing field with a wealth of experience and a lot to show for themselves. I'm going to throw a poll up on screen for you guys. I would like to know who you're here to support for round 1. Is it PAF or the 179th DAWGS? And of course, whenever you say the 179th DAWGS, you've got to say DAWGS. It's not DAWGS, it's DAWGS. It's got an emphasis on it. And 2 by 2 they came. The PAF lined up in tight formation. The PAF reports ready. Expertly gathered. Meanwhile, the dogs are nearly ready. Just waiting for their J11, which is being flown by... Make sure I double check. Razzle. And Razzle is bringing along 2 R27ETs along with 4 SD10s. And of course the extra R73s, thanks to deciding not to bring the ECM pods. Both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. And the first member of the DAWGS lights the afterburner. Whoop. A little bit squirrely, but that's okay. Does anyone know if you combine the camera controls to a joystick? It'd be really nice to be able to move the camera around with my HOTAS. As Razor follows behind, leaving the 2 F-18s and the J-11, the F-16s take off and begin their journey. Eric WPU takes off first, followed by Aorus, it's Aramea and Ghost Dagger to follow. That is Ghost Dagger taking off with Magic and Azrael still to go. Aorus, Eric WPU leading the way. Eric's heading south, Aorus is heading north. Meanwhile, Hate to Lose and Bad Karma are separating out and proceeding to the north. The 2 F-16s in a loose formation. Luigi is flying the F-18, and the F-18 tends to have some of the more differences in its loadout. In this instance, electing to bring 4 Sparrows as opposed to extra fuel tanks. A maximum of 4 AMRAAMs are permitted on the F-frame. Meanwhile, the other F-18 from T-Bag is armed up the same, so plenty of Fox 1s, which I think is a good choice at the moment. Hate to Lose is looking like they're going to be the first one to enter the circle at 33,000 feet. Eric WPU has leveled out at 30,000 feet and is proceeding towards that invisible boundary that makes all the difference. Aorus passes just past the Boeing E-3 Century, providing data link information. All of these aircraft, the F-16s, are able to share data link amongst themselves and also receive it from the Boeing E-3. It's interesting to see so many Fox ones. It is, but not necessarily a bad choice. I think that... Sorry, got my volumes mixed up. Having a look at the statistics kindly provided to us by AlphaGator and Special K and his DCS server bot, let's read out some interesting stats that might find you interesting. You think the AIM-7's useless? I think it's an underdog. Blue takes control of the battle area. So, the SD-10 has a hit percentage of 19%. The AIM-120 has a hit percentage of 21%. Meanwhile, the R27Ts and Rs are 21 and 22%, or rather 22 and 23% respectively. Though I just have a soft spot for the Sparrow, I must admit. So 2 F-16s in a northern group. We've got Bad Karma and Hate to Lose. Meanwhile, Razor is over the top of the mountains, mostly by themselves just now. Eric WPU is about to enter the circle for the Iranians. We have a match on our hands. The largest mountain in the Caucasus region peering over the left shoulder of Eric WPU. Whoops. No afterburning happening on the Vipers just yet. Aorus, Aramere, and Eric entering at around about the same time. Hate to Lose, about 10,000 feet above the PAF pilots. Give or take another 4. And then about 75 to 76 nautical miles away from all of the targets in front of him. So he's got options. "60 nautical miles now." That number does tend to drop pretty quickly, but Aramere is actually ditching altitude here. Got rid of the centerline tank, but not committing to the high speed, high altitude just yet. Aorus similarly ditching some altitude. Interesting, interesting. Looks like the 179th DAWGS are the favourites for the first match. I must admit they are fan favourites of mine. Aorus is going at nearly 600 knots indicated. The air didn't stand a chance, but Hate to Lose with quite a bit of an altitude advantage here. Will this result in Hate to Lose committing to the first shot? But it looks like Aramere is already preempting the shot. Aorus has used the speed gained while dropping down to launch an AIM-120 up at Hate to Lose. Hate to Lose at 46,000 feet launches an AIM-120 in response. The first joust of the match has just started. Aorus's missile travelling at 1,700 knots. Hate to Lose's missile travelling at 2,200 at the moment. Though, seeing as it's 46,000 feet up in the air, this missile is going to maintain its speed quite capably. Hate to lose, I think, realizing that this missile does have some speed. Aorus turning ice cold against the missile fired in response, dragging it down to low altitude. Probability of kill is dropping close to 0 now. The missile fired at Hate to lose, though, may still have a little bit of pace. It is slowing below 1,000 knots, though, which is the point at which missiles tend to exponentially lose their airspeed. An AIM-120 fired in the south up towards Razor at 44,000 feet. The missile climbs to 51,000 feet before leveling off, travelling at 1,700 knots. Seek ahead catches Razor, who I think may be caught well and truly up out of altitude here. I think Razor's massively out of position. This missile has high PK right now. Razor drops his bags, but it's not enough. Razor gets smacked. And he's the first casualty for the DAWGS. Razor ejects. Now Bad Karma has a missile of their own to contend with. Looks like the missile's got no good track. What about Ghost Dagger? Ghost Dagger's got a 120 to contend with, but it's down into the mountains. No bingo. Hate to lose, turning back onto the attack. Azrael at nearly 50,000 feet launches a missile. Drops countermeasures. Expecting a missile to be fired in response, but no. If this is going down towards Hate to lose, where is this missile going? It might be a long-range shot towards Razzle. That's at 40 nautical miles, but he climbed all the way up to nearly 50,000 feet to launch it. And that missile is cruising at 1,900 knots at 75,000 feet. Oh, no. The J-11 has to start defending now, or else it's in serious trouble. Hopefully he knows it's coming. Must start dropping altitude ASAP. May not know if that Seeker head goes active. It's well and truly within its bore sight. Has it got him? It does. It catches him, but pulls a really sharp maneuver. Razzle needs to drop altitude right now. That missile's coming down with venom. Hate to lose has a missile from Ghost Dagger coming in. Razzle may be in serious trouble here. Unbelievably, the Seeker head doesn't manage to explode in the right place, and Razzle gets away with it somehow. Should be dead, but isn't. Somehow undamaged. Maybe some damage we cannot see. Aorus totally ripped off by that missile not connecting. Bad Karma now, up at 30,000 feet, launches off an AIM-120. The missiles crisscross in the sky. Bad Karma having to contend with theirs coming in at 19,000 feet. That's the trouble with these mountains, is that the air's not as thick. Bad Karma manages to defeat the missile. Hate to lose is the highest one up in the air. There are two AIM-120s coming in. Missiles traded in all directions. Two going out towards Aorus. Azrael now peeking up to fire their shot and going ice cold. Hopefully this SD-10 impacts Hate to lose. Hate to lose gets team killed by a friendly SD-10. So Razzle manages to survive the missile shot at him, only to turn around and shoot down a teammate with an SD-10. Horrifying. This AIM 120 with no energy left to chase up Aramir and Ghost Dagger. This missile has some potential. It looks like it's going for Azrael, who's very slow at low altitude here. Azrael just needs to pull it into the notch. It might be his last chance here. Or turn cold. It depends. Oh, he's making contrast with the missile. The wrong move to make. Has no energy, but it connects. A very lucky kill for the dogs. Razzle looking to make up for the team kill. Progressing into the attack zone. Has 3 targets just off his sniffer within 10 nautical miles. Must surely be able to detect them. Must surely be able to see them. Eric WPU. Right there. Does Eric see him? That's an SU-27 right off your nose, Eric. He's only got one AIM 120 left. Razzle fires the SD-10, but it doesn't find anyone. The AIM 120 fired at Razzle. No luck. Razzle looks like he's turning straight into the missile, though. That missile had no energy, but it took Razzle out in the face. Teabag now up close, surrounded by targets, but has 2 AIM 120s coming in for him. Eric WPU has a missile chasing him. Running away from that one while Teabag deals the one that he's getting in return. This mission getting very, very dangerous down low here. Eric WPU getting away from the AIM 120. Luigi turning north now, an interesting choice with all of the members of the PAF off his right-hand side. Has all the missiles to get anything they want done here. Has an AIM 120 coming out towards them. Luigi having to defend hard against this one. Turning completely cold. And is now defensive against 2 members of the PAF. Manages to spoof one of them. Reminder, if you're a member of the teams, you shouldn't be watching the stream right now. Magic fires an AIM 9 and takes out Bad Karma at close range. No, it was Bad Karma taking out someone at close range. Bad Karma manages to splash a target. Luigi now getting chased down by all kinds of missiles. Runs out of luck. Luigi is splashed. It's all down to Bad Karma now, launching an AIM 9. Going for Ghost Dagger. And connects, but was it close enough? It was. Bad Karma. With 1 AIM 120 and 1 AIM 9 left. So it's a 4v1 for the PAF. Bad Karma turns in. He's got no shortage of targets. They're all within visual range. There's one straight off his nose. No one quite able to find Bad Karma yet, but Bad Karma now flying away from his opponents. The DAWGS can adapt. Okay, Bad Karma now carving right down into the valleys. Has one just off his left shoulder. But can anyone find him? Aorus with only AIM 9s. Eric WPU, 1 AIM 120, 1 AIM 9. Aramir, One aim 120 and one aim 9. A missile comes out towards Bad Karma, and aim 9. Bad Karma doesn't seem to see it. It takes him out. How has he still got this much control of the plane? He hasn't crashed yet. Stop flying it, you're done. No, I can't tell PAF to go back home until you crash. Stop flying. You see, this is the dog spirit. He's going for it. He's not dead. I mean, he's still flying the plane. He's trying to chase down. He's trying to chase down a member of the. He's trying to shoot down a. He's trying to shoot down a member of the PAF. He's still airborne. No. Oh, rest in peace. He could still shoot. The equivalent of just a torso. Oh, what a shame. If he had gotten a kill there, I would have thrown up and done a backflip. Okay, let's have a look at the TAC view. Okay. So if everything seems fine, let's see how close the flying torso got to getting a kill here. Okay, so not visible, but oh man, he nearly got him too. Where can we see the fuel of the jets? Unfortunately, that's not information that we can get. Okay, let's have a look at the whole match. A reminder to any members of the teams playing during this match to not be watching the stream. There's too much of a stream delay to you for you to even get any advantage out of it anyway. But, yeah. Hate to lose, managing to get stuck into the action quite early here. Which members of the PAF went down? I just have to check. So it was Ghost and I think Magic went down. Yeah, Ghost. No, it was Ghost and Eric WPU, I think. No. Can I count? So, Azrael getting taken out here. Caught out a little bit too high by Hate to Lose. Was it Hate to Lose's missile? Okay, so this is where things got interesting. So, Razzle turns hard here. Launches the SD-10 off the rail. I think I know exactly what happened here. So, launches the SD-10 off the rail. Brakes lock. The missile goes pitbull because it's not very far away from its target and finds Hate to Lose. But not before Hate to Lose manages to launch an AIM-120 that catches Azrael out at... Oh, it wasn't Hate to Lose's. It was the one fired by Luigi. I see. I thought it was Hate to Lose's missile that did it. Okay, Luigi managing to splash Azrael. And Ghost Dagger getting splashed quite close to the end by Bad Karma with an AIM-9. So Bad Karma managing to get quite a decent AIM-9 shot against Ghost Dagger, who appears to have not really known that it was coming. However, at that point, Bad Karma was the last one left. The Caucasus Mountains are so dangerous, though, it can be tricky to find people. Aoros managing to get the AIM-9 to land the killing blow, though. Bam! That seals the deal. Okay, let's have a look at how the members of the PAF are making their way back home. So, it looks like Magic is the closest to home at 26,000 feet, with 31 nautical miles to go. And seeing as they're afterburning, I don't think there's any concerns about fuel. Should have turned on my lights. It's getting a little bit dark outside. Unlucky Bulldog. Yeah, it happens. We've all done it. Anyone who's spent a decent amount of time firing Fox 3s and hasn't had that happen. The Caucasus are great for that because it's so easy to pop up, shoot, and disappear. You're absolutely right, Geode. Personally, I'm surprised that more teams don't take advantage of it. Considering how much chaos you can get up to, especially in these deep valleys over here, is impressive. We had a couple of years ago a pilot by the name of Starry Fox 9, should be familiar to many of you, who managed to turn around a 1v4 in the mountains in an F-18. Starry Fox 9, probably one of the best F-18 pilots on the planet. So, an excellent job. You like their paint scheme? Looks great, isn't it? It's the Iranian Air Force colors. Welcome in, WeTex TV. You got a gun kill like that on an F-15? Mm-hmm. The mountains are unpredictable, to say the very least. Pardon me, I just need to clear my throat and have a glass of water. Welcome in, Wetex. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for the follow as well, Wetex. Much appreciated. You're just catching the closing of round 1 of today's 179th DAWGS versus Persian Air Force match in SATAC, a competitive 6v6 PvP DCS air-to-air tournament. I'm willing to bet that this is going to be a safe and sound landing. I think Magic knows exactly what they're doing. You are known in this community. I am coming from MSFS and Civil Plane. Ooh, well in that case, I'd better drop you a follow. Welcome in. Okay, Magic secures round 1 for the PAF. But the DAWGS are known to innovate between rounds. I have no doubt that they are coming up with schemes and plans with which to better prepare themselves for the next round. Oh, you're new in this community. Well, welcome in. Combat aviation is a wonderful sport, and something I would highly encourage everyone to have a little bit of a look at. Especially civil aviation pilots who tend to enjoy different parts of aviation than some people who play DCS. I'm looking forward to the addition of aircraft into DCS like the C-130, so that civil aviation pilots can get a taste of the action without committing into flying fighter jets or bombing things if they don't want to. Because, you know, that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. The biggest piece of advice I always give to people, if they ever consider getting into DCS, is to learn to enjoy the learning. An enormous part of DCS is going to be learning and becoming familiar with your aircraft. And to learn to enjoy the process of figuring out how everything works. Well, now they're just launching AIM-120s at stuff. You are French, do you know if it's possible to buy the Mirage 2000 one day? Yes, I'm sure at some stage it will be possible. Unfortunately, there is an ongoing conflict between the developers of the Mirage 2000 module and Eagle Dynamics that has not yet been resolved. But we hope that everyone will come to a suitable and enjoyable conclusion for all involved, and the Mirage 2000 will be back for sale, hopefully sooner rather than later. But at the moment, there does not appear to be any way to buy it. Thank you very much, Tech. Your generosity is unnecessary but appreciated. Thank you. Looks like Aorus is coming on in. Might have been coming in a bit too fast for that one. So it looks like it's Eric that's coming in next. At a more suitable speed. And that's Eric WPU coming in. Okie dokie, we'll just watch him touch down and then we'll get things restarted for round number 2. He's really keeping us on our toes. Excellent, that looks safe to me. Perfect. Alright guys, well let's get ready for round number 2. Not 23. That's going to be a long day. Alright. So, we'll get the mission restarted. And while we're getting ready for round number 2, let's have a quick word from the sponsors over at Master Arm.
Running a dedicated DCS server can be complex, time-consuming, and expensive. And after all that effort, you still might not get the smooth, seamless experience you're looking for. That's why virtual pilots and virtual squadrons choose Master Arm as a ready-for-immediate-use solution and for peak efficiency. With low latency, high stability, and uncompromising performance, Master Arm ensures that every maneuver, every decision, and every shot counts. Stay mission ready. Fly with confidence. Master Arm has your 6. Get your server at www.masterarm.de.
All right, thank you very much for hearing from our friends over at Master Arm. While we prepare for the next round, make sure that you stand up, get yourself a drink, and we'll get ready for the next round. Welcome back, everyone, as we prepare for round number 2 of SATAC. The 179th DAWGS have been beaten down in the first round by the Persian Air Force, in a match that was not without some interesting events. The DAWGS managing to secure 2 kills during the round, one with an AIM 120 and one with an AIM 9M. And then eventually managing to have one of their F-16s to have a dramatic last stand as Bad Karma flew the disembodied torso of his F-16 with vengeance in his eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like aviation content, I know someone who makes some. We're blessed with the presence of Ace Windhover. Worth checking out if you're interested in planes and aviation in general, along with the good taste in music and musical ability, would you believe? The IIAF making their way down the runway. I've come to really like Iranian teams. I can't explain why, but they fly very well. They take pride in their nationality and in their heroes. And I think that is a respectable trait for any team to have. The Persian Air Force and Golden Crown are both credits to the competitive scene of DCS. And Luigi reports ready already. Excellent effort by the DAWGS getting ready for the second round. Quick fast. Is Bad Karma ready? He don't got no weapons on. There we go. He's got his weapons coming on now. We've got Razzle in the J11. So it's Luigi, Teabag, Razzle, Razor, Hate to Lose, and Bad Karma. We have Teabag in the F-18. And PAF reports ready. We'll just wait for Bad Karma to get all his weapons on. Okay. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Fuck, I messed that up really badly. Okay. That's my worst countdown of the year. So, Bad Karma and Hate to Lose make their way down the runway in the F-16s. Meanwhile, on the blue team, Eric WPU takes off down the runway. I love the way... There are certain things about planes that I find really cool. And I must admit, the way that the landing gear lights on the F-16 are incorporated into the gear door as opposed to the front nose gear is really interesting. I can't think of any other planes that do that off the top of my head rather, but it's, you know, one of those curious little things. Looks like Teabag and Luigi are off the ground, and all the members of the DAWGS are up in the sky. If I were the DAWGS, I think that just a little bit more cohesion would have gone a long way there. They started off very strong and corralled the PAF, seemingly where they wanted them to be. But then got defeated in detail, with the PAF managing to reorganize themselves faster than the DAWGS. Though of course it's important to remember that the DAWGS are a very new team within the competition, and this is their first appearance on the competitive scene. And in that regard, they are doing an excellent job, I would not hesitate to say. And thank you for the follow, Zup Flyby. You'll see Nightbot every now and then in the chat posting links to the SATAC Organizers Discord and donation links. Make sure you check those out. Give a little bit of love to the organizers who make all of this possible. Hate to lose and bad karma. 2 F-16s charging along. And gaining altitude. I was going to see if I could see bad karma, but I cannot just yet. Ah, because he's much below him. Hate to lose. Right beneath bad karma. C-130 main landing gear, door lights, same way. You see, this is the best part about being an aviation-related streamer. You can ask a question about a niche, interesting fact about an aeroplane, and then someone with that aeroplane in their name will just appear out of nowhere and tell you everything you could possibly want to know about that airplane. It's like having a whole little bunch of encyclopedias that I can just ask questions to. It means I don't have to learn anything, I can just ask questions all the time like a toddler. But welcome in, C-130's rule. Of all the people to have an answer to that question, I would say you are the best qualified. So the PAF relatively relaxed in their takeoff, leaving plenty of space between each of their takeoffs, but they do afterburn straight up to altitude. I was discussing with one of my friends, Mika, a seasoned F-16 pilot, what his best way of climbing seems to be, and after some calculations, it seems that holding full afterburner and climbing at about Mach 0.82 and holding that speed seems to be the best way to get an F-16 up to high altitude economically, because if you do it slower than that, then all of the drag and weight from the fuel tanks will just end up burning that fuel anyway. Worked them for 21 years. No polls? Did you resolve the prediction? No, I'd better do a poll. Sorry, guys. Forgot all about my polls. All right, round 2. Is it the PAF or is it the 179th? DAWGS will run this one for just 5 minutes. Where's the Cayenne person to keep me with all the facts on it? Probably my friend Wannabe Tomcat would be the best equipped. Ask you about the Vought, as in the F4U Corsair. So Hate to Lose is the first to go in, and is doing the same thing that he did in round 1, climbing up to 44,000 feet and afterburning straight towards the competition. It nearly worked the first time. One Banana is getting better at doing these SATAC streams than me. I feel like Senator Palpatine as Anakin starts getting too powerful, you know?
One Banana, you were the chosen one. I trusted you. From my perspective, the air show is evil. Then you are lost.
Best fighter of World War II? Well, it's not the Hawker Hurricane, so I can't fully agree with you. No, make sure that you guys do drop a follow on 81 Banana. They have developed their skills in casting SATAC matches spectacularly, and I would highly recommend watching their streams. The battle area is contested as Eric WPU enters the zone, with Aramea and Aorus entering shortly behind. Hate to Lose is already a quarter of the way across the circle, making their way towards the central group as Ghost Dagger enters at 41,000 feet. Hate to Lose and Eric WPU are 65 nautical miles away from each other. Aramir is 63 nautical miles. F-16s can potentially get locks at this range, but I wouldn't count on them. We love the banana. Spectacular. Okay. The distances are getting narrower. 44 nautical miles. At these kinds of speeds and altitudes, I wouldn't be surprised if we see shots very shortly. Let's keep an eye on Hate to Lose and see if we see that classic pull-up that you see when they're preparing for their long-range shot. Though with no ECM, these missiles can loft. No launches just yet, but Eric WPU has actually dived down and committed to a launch on Hate to Lose. Though it doesn't look like it's going for Hate to Lose, it actually looks like it might be going for Bad Karma. One way or another, it doesn't seem to have any track of anything at all just yet. Hate to Lose peaks out at 48,000 feet and launches the AIM-120. This one might be towards Aorus or Magic, in which case it has about 33 to 45 nautical miles to cover. The AIM-120, fired by Eric WPU, doesn't appear to have caught anything in its seeker head, and is slowing down to 950 knots. Any way that that's a threat is if you fly straight into it at the moment. Razor launches a long-range missile at Ghost Dagger, who fires one in return. Has this missile got any kind of lock? Its seeker head is active, but has it caught something yet? Okay, the seeker head goes active. Ghost Dagger is at 26,000 feet. The AIM-120 is traveling at 1,200 knots. The PAF may lose a member early here, though this missile is slowing down and Ghost Dagger is going fast. Very fast. Dropping countermeasures, it looks like Ghost Dagger has managed to evade that one at high altitude. Hate to Lose gets a missile launched up in return. It looks like the PAF are the favourites for this one. Surprising, surprising, especially seeing as the DAWGS were so popular in the first. Azrael and Bad Karma launch missiles at each other at long range. About 35 nautical miles. The altitude advantage in Bad Karma's favour, who's now ditching that altitude for the defence. However, Hate to Lose actually manages to take out Aorus with that long-range shot that happened early on in the match. Hate to Lose has skewed the numbers in the favour of the DAWGS. We'll check that one out on TAC-View after the match is complete. But first blood goes to the DAWGS. I told you they can adapt. Hate to Lose. Two AIM-120s heading towards them. Got to be careful. This one's travelling at 1,300 knots. Hopefully it's not tracking Hate to Lose, because if it is, there's trouble. My favourite version of the BF-109 is the E-3, if you can believe that. So Hate to Lose and Bad Karma really the only ones in range of the PAF at the moment. Meanwhile, Razor and Razzle seem to be forming a defensive picket against Teabag and Luigi. The fact that Teabag has his aim at the front instead of the back messes with me in the biggest way. Aramir pushes the attack here, is chasing down Bad Karma and Hate to Lose. Interesting strategy. I reckon that the DAWGS feel more comfortable across the flat terrain of the north than they do the mountainous terrain of the south, whilst the PAF seem to be happy to work in that area. The teams have drawn their battle lines across the northeast and the southwest. The question is, who's going to push towards who? The highest altitude member of the PAF is Ghost Dagger at 40,000 feet. That's not to be thumbing your nose at, because the two F-18s, Teabag and Luigi, are at about 30,000 feet at the moment. They're not going to be the fastest airplanes in the sky, carrying those extra sparrows on the pylons. but they are bristling with missiles. Hate to Lose is only 17 nautical miles from Azrael, but is about 20,000 feet in separation. Looks like he's going to go up for a launch, though. Goes for the long range. That missile's got some distance to cover, but does Azrael know it's coming? I think Azrael's been caught out of position here as this missile's still traveling at 1,300 knots. This is going to depend on how well you can defend. It's going to be close. 1,000 knots. 900 knots. 910. Oh! By inches that hit. By inches. It's now a 4v6 in favor of the DAWGS. Azrael goes down in flames. Hate to Lose, demonstrating their prowess. Down to AIM 9Ms, though. Hate to Lose, just about exhausted of their weapons. How's Bad Karma doing? Bad Karma still holding onto some sticks and some fuel bags as too. Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is shaping up to be a razor-sharp match. I hope you guys are enjoying things. Aramir and Eric WPU stacked on top of each other, still with all of their missiles intact. In fact, Aramir has fired an AIM-120. And it looks like the Hornets are now making their push, launching off AIM-120s at 32,000 feet in sync with each other. Looks like the Hornets are the dedicated missile buses of the DAWGS, as this missile looks like it's a high-altitude shot heading towards Ghost Dagger, who's at 33,000 feet. Ghost Dagger fires a shot. Looks like it might be at Hate to Lose. Hate to Lose only with AIM 9Ms left, and this is a 9 nautical mile shot. Hate to Lose might get splashed here, but arguably taking out this AIM 120 is worth it, considering he's down to heat seekers. But... oh, nearly manages to notch it, but doesn't get the notch. Unfortunate, but I think Hate to Lose already had his effectiveness in the match. Bad Karma, now with the fuel bags off, looking to prosecute the advantage, with Ghost Dagger going cold. Razor, Razzle, Luigi, and Teabag now pushing hard. The J11s and F-18s bristling with missiles, and R-27 comes off the wings. This one's radar guided. Probably just a noisemaker to get Eric WPU to turn cold. But if you can maintain the lock, it has potential. No potential. That missile's no good. Never mind. Aramir is 10 nautical miles away from Bad Karma and is looking to reenact Hate to Lose's shot against his teammate. Fires off the missile. Bad Karma caught out quite bad in terms of altitude here. Bad Karma's going to have to defend hard against this missile, maybe too high up to get away from it though. He's so fast that the missile doesn't get notched, but goes straight for the ground in its predictive defense. Good missile defense by Bad Karma. Aramir with his own to worry about now, but it's slowed down to 800 knots and should be available just through sheer speed. And the missile loses track. So the PAF voted as the likely winners of this round. How's people thinking about that vote now? I told you the DAWGS could adapt. I told you. Razor and Razzle progressing south, along with Luigi and Teabag in the F-18s. The F-18s still with plenty of Sparrows and most of their AMRAAMs. The missile economy definitely in favour of the DAWGS at the moment. Ghost Dagger looking at Bad Karma, firing an AIM-120 at 9 nautical miles at low altitude. There's terrain to use to get away from this one, so either the notch or terrain. Looks like terrain's going to eat it. Sure enough, no dice. Ghost Dagger is down to 1 AIM-120. Aramir is down to 1 AIM-120. And Eric WPU, no AIM-120s left. Magic. Hold on to that thought. Ghost Dagger's about to merge with Bad Karma. You can see him just off his right shoulder. He's managed to find him. Launching countermeasures, it's not enough. Bad Karma has his right wing blown off and is destined for the mountains. Bad Karma gets splashed. It's a 4v3 now, as Razor follows down Eric WPU. Ghost Dagger with no AMRAMs. Ooh, one AMRAM left. He got him with the AIM-9M. Would have been nice for Bad Karma to be taken out with that last AMRAM. Razor here, only down to AIM-9Ms. Razzle, still with plenty of missiles to work with, including 2 SD-10s. Questioning the logic behind being at too high an altitude, though. Only 7 nautical miles between Razor and Ghost Dagger. Ghost Dagger fires his last AIM-120 at Razor, who can hopefully see it coming. Razor takes that AIM-120. It's now a 3v3. Razzle and Eric WPU. Razzle's right. You can see him. He's right in front of him. He's right there, and AIM-9 comes off the wings. Razzle might take this one. No countermeasures coming out. The AIM-9M impacts. And the right wing, left wing, fucking out. Luigi, it's down to the Hornets now. They have so many missiles, but they're so low. So, Eric WPU with one AIM-9M left to work with. They have so few missiles left, but they're making it work. He's right off your nose, Luigi. He's right off your right-hand shoulder. He's right down in the valley. Turn over. He launches a missile. Luigi fires at long range towards Magic. Doesn't realize that Eric is right behind him. Eric launches the AIM-9. It impacts. He gets taken out. Eric takes out 2 in close range. Teabag is the only one left. Eric WPU, Ghost Dagger. Ghost Dagger with one AIM-9M left. Eric WPU with no missiles left. Magic has an AIM-9Ms only. Teabag has a massive advantage in terms of missiles here, with 4 Sparrows to work with and 1 AIM-120. And 2 AIM-9Ms. But it's a 3v1. Ghost Dagger with 1 AIM-9M left. Cresting up to altitude, that'll bring him into the attention of Teabag, who should see him dead ahead. Teabag launches off the AIM-120 towards Ghost Dagger, his last one. Ghost Dagger starts evading with everything he's got. The missile's looking like it's wants the trees. The missile goes to the trees. Bad luck for Teabag. His last AIM-120 off the rails to no effect. Teabag running away. Ghost Dagger still with 1 AIM-9M left to work with. And Magic with 2. So, it's not over yet, but Teabag has a massive uphill battle. Teabag down to Fox 1s is turning in to face off 3 members of the PAF. Hopefully he's got some flares left. Looking at Ghost Dagger straight ahead. Launches an AIM-9M at him. Impact. That's 1 down. So that's 1 down for Teabag. And that's 1 AIM-9M gone for the PAF. Eric WPU has no missiles, but Magic has 2 AIM-9Ms left. A missile comes off the rails, fired by Teabag. It's going in for Magic. It impacts Magic, but Teabag gets splashed in return. Teabag gets taken out, and Eric WPU is the last one left. But Eric WPU has been fighting hard and at low altitude. Does he have the fuel to make it home? What an incredible turnaround by the PAF. Absolutely astonishing. Let's check out the TAC view and see what we missed. I don't think we missed much. Hate to Lose demonstrating enormous effectiveness during the match. Getting away with some great shots. One of the important early shots of the match was taking out the high altitude Azrael. So, Azrael taken out by Hate to Lose, who then gets taken out in return. Aramir gets splashed at close range by Bad Karma, the cost of being slightly too high in altitude. And that's Splash. Ghost Dagger. Proving quite effective at cleaning up the DAWGS in detail as Razor gets splashed by Ghost Dagger. However, Teabag's AIM 120 was his last effort for his team. Turning in with one AIM 9M left to fire. Turning in hot on Teabag. Teabag fires an AIM 9M. There's not much Ghost Dagger can do about it. Avenging Magic comes along. Teabag fires an AIM 7 at Magic. Has no countermeasures left. That AIM 9M had everything it needed to get him. So, a valiant last stand by Teabag, managing to get 2 of the remaining 3. But it all ended up on the PAF side. So let's catch up with what Eric WP has to do now. He has 69 nautical miles left to go. Nice. And is at 20,000 feet. Not afterburning just at the moment. And is at 86 RPM. This is a good time to make sure that you've got your cruise page bound. Looks like AQ is just trailing for a bit, so we'll have a look at a bit more of the TAC view. Round 2 is really balanced. Well, let's have a look at the strategy, because as I keep telling you guys, the DAWGS are so good at adapting. The plan, I think, was obvious. Razor and Razzle in the north, forming a picket line for their last remaining F-18s here, who came in with plenty of fuel and plenty of missiles. Hate to Lose and Bad Karma here, managing to expend a huge amount of missiles. And it was all too obvious that once the fight developed to this stage here, I think this was the best chance that the DAWGS had, and they set it up perfectly for themselves. The one thing I think let them down a little bit is, with their missile advantage, it would have been nice to see them progress into the attack with a little bit more altitude, as fighting co-altitude right on the deck with these planes does give up the advantage you have with the plethora of anti-air missiles that you have in exchange with them. I think they'll look at this TAC view and realize that there were some opportunities that they could have taken advantage of, but at the same time, a great effort of flying all the same. For example here, Razzle with plenty of missiles, 2 SD-10s, 2 R-27 ETs, getting splashed at close range by an AIM-9 is just very unlucky, unfortunately, and potentially something that could have been dodged by operating at a slightly higher altitude. Alright, Eric WPU has 50 nautical miles left to go and is at 28,000 feet. The only reason I'm so keen to watch Eric is I don't know how much fuel he has, and he's flying as if he hasn't got much fuel. So we will see. For the members of the DAWGS, if you guys want to be interviewed, I will be in the channel after Eric WPU is getting close to landed, but it's just one pilot. He could crash on the landing, and suddenly this is going to round 3. You reckon he's got enough? I mean, he's flying right on the envelope. 700, you think? He seems to be pulled back pretty far on the old throttle. How do you know he has 700? Oh, I am glad to hear that, Diesel Husky. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, he's starting his descent now, so he must be feeling okay about it. Okay, so 20,000 feet, 22 nautical miles to go. He's descending, but I'm wondering if that's to keep it. Well, he's at 340 knots, so he's going pretty fast. I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Unless something terribly goes wrong, which is entirely possible. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him to secure this victory. Otherwise, they run the risk of a tie. Okay, he's 11,000 feet and 12 nautical miles away. Oh, he's got his boards out. Must be feeling confident. Thank you for the follow, Hatredy. Hope you're having a good day. Hope he does a flip before landing. Would you take the risk? If you're nearly sipping on fuel and you've got just about nothing left, would you want to take the risk? Okay, this is all looking very sensible so far. When the gear come down, no pop tires, always a good bonus. Alright, everyone who's rooting for the PAF, time to touch some wood to... If you've got a lucky charm, if you've got a religious idol, if you've got something to pray to, now's the time. Eric needs to nail this landing to secure the win. Cross your fingers and your toes. Using the entire runway. I want to see him come to a complete stop. That looks like that might be it. Eric has successfully secured round 2 for PAF. Well done. Now let's hop in the Discord and see if anyone wants to have a yap with me. Congratulations to PAF for successfully securing that win. Alright, let's see PAF and... Alright, so congratulations to the venerable Eric WPU, for sole survivor of round 2, who has managed to secure the victory for his team. Big claps in chat, big applause, a well-deserved and hard-fought victory. If anyone wants to come and yak with me, I'll be in the SATAC Discord. And it looks like we have Hate to Lose, Teabag, and Raziel. How are you going? Welcome in, guys. How are the DAWGS?
Hello.
How are the DAWGS feeling after that match?
We're alright.
We're not. We played definitely was a lot better in the second round than the first round, but
Massively.
still not good enough to win.
I was telling the audience that you guys, in every match that I've seen you so far, have demonstrated a, and just let me turn down your music, just 1 second.
First match goes horrible, second round goes okay.
Well, it's a case of being able to adapt. I think the DAWGS have a really, really good ability in every second round that I see to change tactics and prepare for something different. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think the strategy was, and you'll tell me whether or not I'm right. So, it looked like Hate to Lose and Bad Karma were charging forward to kind of engage with them initially, while this defensive area was set up with a picket of Razor and Razzle as the F-18s got into position in the northeast side of the map. And with the missiles hopefully being exhausted from fighting with Hate to Lose and Bad Karma, You'd then drag them out over the flatter terrain and hopefully take advantage of it to exploit your missile advantage. Was that kind of the plan?
That was exactly the
Kinda.
plan.
Yeah, well, we were more trying to push towards the north as well, but the both of us, we kept having data link issues like 4 or 5 times. Everything would disappear, like all the AWACS, even our friendlies would vanish, at least in my plan. So we were kind of be a little bit more defensive, but yeah,
I didn't have any
we should
issues
have
like
pushed
that.
a little bit deeper.
I didn't
No,
have any
yeah.
issues really with data link or anything like that.
Amazingly, it nearly worked. I'm almost pounding my desk that it didn't, because it almost worked perfectly. By the time
Should have
that,
extended a bit more.
well, I think it would have been nice to have come into that later fight as Bad Karma and Hate to Lose are kind of retreating back to the north, to press into the attack with a little bit more altitude. Because I think once you have a look, they had so few AMRAAMs left that if you had crawled up to like 15, 20,000 feet, you'd have had a huge raid advantage. But that being
That's
said,
absolutely correct.
if you've got some data link issues, having the situational awareness can sometimes struggle. But of course, these are all the lessons that we take away from these kinds of events, and
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Experience makes for a good opportunity to strengthen your plan. I was saying in the match chat before things really got kicked off that I think I've done all of your matches so far, and it's been tremendous to watch the DAWGS kind of grow up a little bit, and you're not nearly the team that you were at the start of the competition. You've come leaps and bounds, and you're putting some very experienced and veteran teams on the ropes. How has your training been going, and how has each match felt as you've gone from one to the next and the next? And of course, this is
we
one
haven't
you've
trained
gone
enough.
into the most experience for. Not enough
Yeah, we
training.
definitely need to train more. We definitely need to train more. That's one thing that we definitely need to do a little bit more of is train. We're definitely going to take it a little bit more serious next year. We're going to put a team together that we can, a single team that we can keep for the, for the duration of the competition, without trying to fill holes and stuff like that. So, and then having the same team, the same people will definitely help moving forward.
Absolutely.
We're just going to get better. We're just going to get better.
I mean, you already have. You've already demonstrated your ability to do it live and in real time across all of these matches. And as you say, getting a static group together and getting the feel for it and taking part in competition will help develop that kind of rapport that a lot of things that need to be communicated will become second nature, and you'll end up feeling very comfortable. But that isn't to take away from the excellent showing that you guys have done in the competition so far. Hate to Lose, you flew absolutely spectacularly. You defended really well. Teabag, you nearly had it in the second round. It was a spectacular effort, and yeah, I think Razzle, well done as well. But J11 is a tricky bird.
I get a participation
Well, you know.
participation award. I don't think I've splashed anybody in this event.
Yeah, you got
Razzle,
hate. That's
fly
good. That's
higher. Fly higher,
Yeah, that,
please.
that definitely sucked. Getting team killed in the beginning definitely sucked.
Yeah, what's the punishment in the DAWGS for a team kill? Have you got an agreed upon one?
We definitely need to come up with something.
I know the Chinese teams, it's about buying McDonald's for everyone. So I think there's going to be some reparations need to be
I think
take place here.
I don't think he lives that far from either.
Well, there you
hanging
go.
him would be a good
No,
idea.
not at all. I'll buy you a drink.
Even better, I think.
Hey, you should be proud of that, man. I'm not easy to kill.
Well, it was easy to see exactly what had happened. I think the lock got broken pretty much as soon as the missile came off the rails, and it just pitballed straight onto Hate to Lose, who was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. God
Yeah, I
knows.
think he was turning cold
Yeah.
in front of me and diving
I
away
still had a
as
lot
it
of
broke
ammo
lock.
too.
You
I still
said
had so
team
much
kills.
ammunition.
Oh well, it happens. Kind of hoping that we'd get someone from the PAF if they're available.
Yeah, that
just let me-
landing was awesome.
I was so stressed because you never know, someone could mess it up right at the end and it's going to round 3, or maybe this is the end, so you're not quite sure how to keep the energy, and you're like, oh, come on. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, good. I thought he was going to go long in the runway. I thought he wasn't going to be able to break in time.
Yeah, no, me too, but that was enough to keep us on our toes. how has the experience of interacting with other teams as SATAC? I know that there are a lot of teams and people watching these SATAC competitions contemplating what it might be like to take part. As a team that is taking part for the first time, how did you find the experience from the level of like enjoying it and what it was like interacting with other professional teams and all that sort of thing?
I loved
I
it.
wasn't
I think this competition is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I was not expecting like all the hype like for us. You know what I mean? It was like we didn't know anybody here, but like fighting, the 51st and everybody else. I was like, man, there's not any of that like Call of Duty edge in here at all. Now everybody was super friendly.
Absolutely, and super
Everything was
excited
great.
to have newcomers on the scene as well. I think if there's anything to take away is that the professional teams, whenever they see new people joining in, they always feel good about it and they're always happy because they just love it and they love having new people to compete with and more and more people to come join in. So I'm glad that that has been your experience.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
Spectacular. Well, I don't think we
Do you
have
guys
any
host this every?
Go ahead.
That's fine.
Do you guys host this every year?
We do. We do. And in fact,
Cool.
there are sometimes multiple if there's Cold War going on or something like that.
We
Yeah,
definitely
they
gonna be
were
in that.
too.
And who was it that was flying some of an F-16 in the end of the first match? Was it Bad Karma? Bad Karma
Yeah.
had no wings and nearly
Yeah,
got
that
his
was
guns
bad
killed.
karma. That was funny.
That was outrageous. That should I don't
That
know.
was amazing.
I just
If he'd have gunned that guy, dude.
yeah, if that had been a kill, I would have snapped my chair in half and jumped out my window. I wouldn't have believed it.
Dude,
Right.
so many crazy things happened in that first round. Bad Karma surviving. I looked back and I was flying formation with an AMRAAM that exploded and just did nothing.
Yeah, you got lucky there. But I was saying that it might have been better if that missile killed you so you didn't team kill. Hate to lose. Never mind. I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
All right. Well, we've got Aorus from PAF. Welcome in. How you going? Congratulations. That was amazing.
Hi everyone. It's
How you
good
doing,
to see you here.
Congratulations with the win.
Sorry, I can't talk loudly because it's too late here. It's around 11 p.m. and everyone is sleeping.
That's okay, Aorus.
So I can't talk loudly. At the first, I have to say thank you. It was a great match. You were doing well, very well, and sorry for the first match. We had a lot of internet issue. We have to land one by one, and totally it was a great match, and it was a pleasure to fly with you against you, and everything was well. So if you have any question, I'm free to talk.
Well, thank you very much, Aorus.
Y'all were great.
If you have to worry about being quiet, we won't keep you for too long. Just wanted to say congratulations to all of your team members and an excellent match. It's always a pleasure to watch the PAF fly. You guys are coming off 2 victories out of 2 matches so far, so you're coming along strong. How is the PAF feeling? Are you excited for the SATAC matches to come? Are you feeling well prepared?
Yes. Thank you. At the first, I have to thank you for your congratulations. Yes, we are very happy. This was our first win, and we are looking forward for the next match.
All right.
Well, thank you very much. Well,
Congratulations on the win.
absolutely. Well, for the DAWGS, if you guys have anything you'd like to say to the audience or any shout-outs that you'd like to make, thank you very much for being here for SATAC, and I cannot wait to cast more of your matches in the future. Please, go ahead. The stage is yours.
We'll be back and we'll be stronger.
Simple
I
and
don't
clean.
wanna say.
Just the way I like it. How about you,
Yep.
Aorus? Is there anything you'd like to say, anyone you'd like to thank, or anything?
Yes, I have to say thank you and nothing more. Thank you.
Look, thank you. Thank you all for flying with us. Have a very
All right,
good
guys.
Saturday evening.
It was a
and
pleasure. It was a pleasure to fly with you guys.
It was a pleasure to watch. Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right, have a good
Thank
Saturday
you.
evening, guys.
Have a good
All right.
night. See you
Bye, mate.
later.
Oh, what a wonderful match, and what a great evening for everyone involved. Thank you for flying, PAF. Thank you, 179th DAWGS. It's been a pleasure seeing your matches, and I hope that you have enjoyed participating and watching as much as I have enjoyed casting them. You guys have an excellent Saturday evening. There are more matches to come. Make sure that you interact with the information for the 51st PVO. You can see Nightbot has just posted it in chat. You can also drop a follow button, hit the follow button down below to catch any streams that I do. Tomorrow, on April the 27th, Sunday, at the same time as this match, we have ETF facing off against the 71st Warcom. It's an international team facing off against a team from Bangladesh. And that one's going to be just as worth watching as Friday and Saturday's matches. All of them have been fantastic so far, and it will be your last bit of SATAC for the weekend before the week ahead. I hope that you enjoy yourselves, enjoy the weekend, you engage with the 51st PVO. You follow me if you want to, and you can also join in on my Discord, should that pique your interest to catch me on my regular streams during the week. Thanks, guys, and I will see you all later. Big love, and have a good evening. Thanks for the follow, Doc Holiday. See you later.